All right, so in this video, we are going to actually start solving rational equations. Now, in this very first problem, we're going to break it down into very distinct steps, and we're going to follow those steps. So step number one here is to find the domain restrictions. Now, we've done that a couple of times. By the way, your equation is sitting right here. So the first thing I want to do is take each denominator, set it equal to 0, and solve it, because that will let me find my domain restrictions. So let's see, x minus 4, x plus 2. So I would get x equals 4 and negative 2 there. But I have a second denominator right here of x minus 4. So I'm going to take x minus 4 equals 0. I get x equals positive 4. So I've got 4, negative 2, and 4. Now the 4s are duplicates. You don't need to write it down twice. Just a single time is fine. So my domain restrictions, I would say x cannot equal 4 or negative 2. So we have found the domain restrictions. Second thing I want to do is to find what's called the LCD, or the least common denominator. Now, the LCD is going to be made up of the factors of your denominators, plural. So one of the things I did to find the domain restrictions was I factored this first denominator here, this x squared minus 2x minus 8. And so I have the factors of x minus 4 and x plus 2. So these two factors are the two factors for this first fraction. Now, the second fraction I have has a factor of x minus 4. That's already included in this LCD already. So these two factors would make up the LCD for this problem. Now, where am I at? C is to multiply the equation by the LCD. So this is where we're actually going to start getting into solving the problem. So I'm going to take the original problem here, 2x plus 4 over, let's see, x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals x plus 1 times x minus 4. Okay, so that's the original problem. What I want to do is multiply the left side of the equation by the LCD. So x minus 4, x plus 2. And I'm going to multiply the right side of the equation by that same exact LCD, x minus 4, x plus 2. Now, I want to see what I can cancel. Now, remember, this denominator factors into x minus 4 and x plus 2, so that whole denominator would cancel out that whole numerator. Like that whole LCD gets canceled out. So all that would be left would be 2x plus 4. No more fraction anymore. On the right side, the denominator of x minus 4 would cancel out this part of the LCD of x minus 4. But I would have left the x plus 1 that was originally in the numerator times the rest of the LCD that I couldn't cancel out. So now that puts me at part D, which is to solve for the variable. All right, let's solve some equations here. All right, so 2x plus 4 equals, now I'm going to multiply x plus 1 times x plus 2. So that's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 1x plus 2. So 2x plus 4 equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now, I want to make one side of this equation equal to 0. So I'm going to make this left side equal to 0. So subtract 2x, subtract 4. So those two are going to cancel out. 0 is equal to x squared plus x minus 2. Now I want to factor this. So x plus 2x minus 1, which gives me x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to 1. Remember, to find those, you're going to take each factor, set it equal to 0, and solve it. Okay? So we've got the solutions. However, there's another step here, which is the very last step, And that's make sure the solution is not one of the domain restrictions. Remember, the domain restrictions are those values that we had to eliminate. They're not possible for x to equal. So let's compare. We know that x cannot equal 4. Well, 4 is not one of my answers. And we know that x cannot equal -2. Houston, we've got a problem because clearly it says right here x equals -2. So we have a very simple solution. Eliminate that answer. All right. If you get a value, an answer for your variable that is one of your domain restrictions, just throw it out. All right. Just make it be gone. So the solution here is only x is equal to 1 because we had to throw out that domain restriction. So these are the steps that we're going to follow. You don't have to write out each of these boxes, but you will need to find your domain restrictions, figure out your LCD, multiply by your LCD, solve, whatever you need to do to solve the problem. And then once you've solved, check your answers against the domain restrictions to make sure that those values that you found, in this case, x equals -2, no, x can't equal -2 because it would cause the denominator to equal 0. All right. So any of those values, pitch them out, throw them out, cancel them out, whatever you want to call it, but make them be not those answers, and keep anything else that's left. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the video here. I will pop up other videos for the rest of the note sheet for the other equations, so you can pick and choose